morning, everybody, and welcome to another Together class. This class is called Level Up. So the whole idea with leveling up is we're going to find creative ways to connect to the floor and lift our bodies up. And we're going to a little bit more leveled up in your energy, in your movement, a little bit more leveled up in your life. Like we usually do, we're going to get started on our backs. Check in. It can be good to have a block today. I'm actually going to show you some modifications for helping out your knee if, say, you ever have a little bit of swelling or any discomfort in there. So if you want to have a block with some knee modifications, you're welcome to have that, or any of the usual ways we use it, like connecting it to the floor or just bringing things a little bit closer to us. We'll start it off with the feet walked in. We'll get our hips, shoulders, back to the skull on the ground, adjustment, just kind of see what you need to pull in or release in order to get this nice little sense of aligning the spine in with the floor. And let's all take our hands onto the bony frontal hip points. Squeeze your glutes, put your tailbone towards your heels a little bit here, and lift your hips into your fists. Let your fists press down so that you have a little bit of counterbalance here, and so you're pressing almost like against each other in order to really light and fire that up. Now just come to a place where like your low back is long, the belly is getting this drawing into the back line of the body, helping to space things out and helping to do that lift along with the glutes here. Definitely make sure the glutes are working. You take your hands up towards the ceiling. First, just look at your hands and spread out those fingers. We'll take our right hand across the four fingers of the left hand, pull them back toward your face, and even let your thumbs start to drift away from the center of the palm. If you want to go a little more overhead, get the shoulders involved. It can be really, really nice. Now, just because you're focusing on the shoulders, don't let yourself forget about the low back or the hips, and make sure you don't start to pop the ribs and disengage the core just to get that lengthening of the shoulder. We'll release the left hand. Let's circle that wrist up 2 times and reverse the direction you go. Then we'll take the right hand. So just pulling back on these fingers, extending that wrist up, up, up towards the ceiling, and pulling your thumb away from the center line of the body. Center line of the palm, anyway. Actually, probably it's coming more into the medial line. You can get a little bit more reach up. And all the while, the glutes have been firing up here. Get like one more nice big breath into that right wrist. Of course, you can always take these wrist stretches for longer, especially if you're watching a recording or anything. We'll release the right hand, circle that wrist a couple times. And then from here, wiggle your right foot a little bit into the center. We're just going to bring our left knee over top of the left hand. Right hand is going to press into that left thigh. And just for a few seconds here, we're going to lift and lower by pressing into the right foot. So that hip is coming up and down. We're getting a counter press of the right hand into the left thigh. We're also doing a little cross roll firing of that right arm into that left hip socket. Right, so our pulse down, take the left foot, replace the right foot, right knee comes up over top of the right hip. Left palm first, press it into the thigh. So we're doing a lot here. We're getting our left glute activated. We're working with hip flexors a little bit that press, consolidating into the core. And lift and lower your hip by pressing into your left foot. Notice if you're favoring like the outside edge, or back towards the heel. Try and get a nice, good, even weight distribution through that whole left leg. So we'll bring the right foot down, and with your core on here, we'll lower upper, middle, and lower back. So that should, although quick, have gotten a lot of heat into the glutes. Let's take our hands behind our head, interlace the fingers, bring those elbows up and in. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, draw everything together. Shoulder blades come up off of the mat. And then from here, I just want you to feel everything gathering together. So like the front body's pulling into the back line of the body. The ribs are almost hugging together. We even feel like the lowest ribs are pulling towards the very top of the pelvis, sandwiching in. We'll inhale, we'll lower down. Exhale, draw the belly down into the low back. Then kick your right leg up towards the ceiling. Spread those toes of the right leg. And still keep the back of the hips, the sacrum there, connected into the ground. Right leg comes down. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, draw together. We'll do the left leg this time, so extend it up. Doesn't have to be able to reach all the way up. You don't have to keep your leg totally straight. You have a little bend with that knee. It helps give a little more space in the low back. Stay up the shoulder blades. Bring the left foot down. Now inhale, lower the shoulder blades down. Exhale, lift.
Right leg's going to kick up again. So we're back on that right leg. We reach the left arm up as well. Just make a little fist with it and really try to punch that thing up towards the ceiling. Activate some of these side rib muscles. We'll bring the left hand back, the right leg down, inhale, lower. Exhale and lift. So as you lift up, kick the left leg up, reach with the right hand, make a fist, really reach up with that. And then maybe even feel like your right foot could, it won't actually move, but like drag back towards your right glute and let that really fire some things up. Your hamstrings working with you now. Right hand comes back, the left foot comes down, inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. Kick the right leg up, left arm reaches up, and then lower your right leg down slightly and reach your left arm slightly overhead. So we're getting a little extension here. So keep that pull back with that left foot. Right foot comes down, left hand comes back, inhale and lower. Exhale and lift, everything draws together. Left leg kicks up, right arm reaches, make a fist, feel that left leg lower, and at the same time, just reach the right arm slightly. It's kind of like bicep frames out here, and the left leg is either in line with the right leg, or I mean, hey, if you want to go lower, you can, but man, it's going to be a lot. We'll bring that left foot down, right hand comes back, inhale and lower. Last one here, we're just going to throw a quick twist in there. Exhale and lift. Right leg kicks up, left arm reaches, make the fist, lower the right leg, reach the left arm over, and then bring that right leg back up, left arm reaches back up, reach slightly across that right leg, and see if you can stay off that right shoulder, but keep pulling back that left foot, left hand comes back, right leg comes back, unwind, inhale, lower, one more, exhale, and lift. Left leg kicks up, right arm reaches, make that fist, lower the left leg, reach the right arm up. We'll bring the left leg back up, reach the right arm back up, and then keep reaching the right arm until it's past the left thigh. Grab the floor with your toes of the right foot and pull it. And then bring it back, unwind, lift it down, inhale, and lower. So hopefully feeling some fire there now. We'll bring it around onto hands and knees, leveling it up. From your hands and knees, we'll come into our quadruped. So quadruped will just be palms under the shoulders, knees underneath of the hips. You don't have the floor anymore giving you feedback, but still feel that echo of the floor. The skull, shoulders, and sacrum, everything in line. We're going to grip the floor with those fingertips and press those palms into the ground. Take an inhale here. And exhale. So we're going to do this little loading the shoulder move. We'll do it a few times, so let yourself get into the rhythm. Check your toes underneath. We're going to externally rotate the right thigh here. So it's rolling the right thigh open. Let the right arm come up and lean on your left arm here. Kind of like we're sort of opening up for an 8 pose. We're going to come right back to our quad. Right hand comes down, right knee comes down next to the left. Load the right arm and the right hip here. We're going to roll the left thigh out so your heel comes down. You're externally rotating the left leg. You're reaching the left arm up, plug into your right hand, and really try to dial that thing outward so you feel your shoulder blade hit the back ribs. We'll bring the left hand down, the left knee comes down, quad. So roll the right thigh out, right heel lands, right arm comes up, load the left shoulder, right hand comes down, right thigh rolls in. A little internal rotation to bring it back to neutral. Externally rotate the left thigh, left heel lands, left arm comes up, left hand comes down, left knee comes down. Take this a few more times each direction. So we're just getting a little external rotation, movement in each hip. We're loading into the scapula, the shoulder blades, preparing for the big moves that we're going to need to level up today. So again, with the right hand, right knees on the ground, we're externally rotating the left hip, loading the right shoulder blade, left knee, left hand on the ground, you're externally rotating that right hip, loading that outside of the left hip. One more time to the left. Load that right, bring it up, and then we'll bring hands and knees back down. Dolphin pose, we're just going to take this for a few breaths, wake up those shoulders. Bring your forearms onto the ground, either tie your fingers together or have those palms flat on the earth. Tuck your toes and release your neck here. Before we go anywhere, so before we really lift up, push into your forearms, spread your shoulder blades, little shoulder blade protraction there, just to really get it opened up. Now, hover the knees by pushing into your toes and your forearms, then lift your pelvis towards the ceiling. Look at your toes, spread them out. Let them really take up some space, open up that lining of the foot. Press into your forearms more, try and like lift your head away from the floor. And feel like you can make your armpits like deeper by really pushing into those forearms.
Release the neck a little bit here. So notice if you're really holding it here, just let it be in line with the shoulders. Keep pushing into your big toe mounds of the right foot. You can lift the thighs higher up into the hip socket. So they won't really move, but energetically, I feel like you're trying to like pull those leg bones up. So I'm taking 3 more breaths here. Keep pushing into the forearms. Big breath. Fill up the back like a balloon. Exhale, draw into the belly. Lift your low ribs up. Keep pushing into the forearms. 1 more here. Big breath into the back. Stay for the exhale. And then lower the knees down. You can find a child's pose and extend the arms forward. Need a little adjustment. Keep a little press of your hands down into the ground to help to protect the glenohumeral joint, that shoulder head here. And then we'll make our way up from quadruped. We'll do a quick down dog on the wall, as we'll often do in these together classes. So find your spot on the wall. We have the couch variation. We'll go over that from time to time. We're just going to find a space where you can measure out where your feet go against the wall. Your legs don't have to be totally straight or anything. What's really what we're getting here is a measurement of what it looks like for how far extended our legs will be pressing against the wall when we go upside down and we try and get our hips over our shoulders. So you can imagine if you're sitting here with your shoulders over your hips, the measurement is going to be, the shape is going to look the same. We're just going to reverse it. You're going to flip yourself around. So just like we did in our quadruped there, the hands right underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers, really press into those palms. We're going to tuck the toes and lift your pelvis up high. Keep some good weight into the hands. So like, feel like 70% of your weight in your hands. You're about to shift it to 100%. So just already get them working by pressing into the palms. Again, feel like the left hand can dial out to the left, the right hand can dial out to the right. They won't actually move, but what it'll do is it'll create that torque to help get that shoulder head in place. And then from here, pull the low ribs in and step 1 foot at a time up the wall. And then you just try to bring that pelvis up and overhead. You breathe with it. Don't hold on too hard in the neck. Don't like try to look at the floor because it'll probably pop the ribs. Just come down, shake it out. Roll the wrists, check back in with it. Again, neck relaxed. Just walk it up high enough that we can get those feeling of the pelvis over the shoulders. And then you're just working on building endurance slowly over time, getting a little bit more used to that feeling of the pelvis over top of the shoulders. Breathe it out. Next time you come down, shake it out, stand up. We'll make our way to the top of the mat. We'll get ourselves moving and on to the next level. Those down dogs on the wall, they will definitely level you up when it comes to inversion practice. Again, it trains the muscles that you're going to need to get inverted much harder. Put that down dog on the wall than it is to do a handstand. You'd ask anyone. I'm pretty sure that's pretty agreed upon. The other thing, just getting used to it. You're upside down, hips over your shoulders. Not a typical position your body's used to being in a safe and comfortable way, right? So just getting yourself used to that too. It's going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of patience. Keep coming to it every single day. I promise it'll get a little bit easier. Maybe not every single day, but in that long time of overtime. Let's come to the top of the mat. Leave a little space for your hands. And again, I'll have my modifier, the block for my knee. So that you don't have to have the block to put underneath your knee, but I'm just offering it out there. It's just an option. Otherwise, just bring your knee to the ground or keep it lifted off of the ground. If, say, you do not feel great on the knee, but you don't have a block, whenever we're doing these kneeling lunges, we do have some moves where we transition. So you will want to kind of feel that out. You always kind of curl your mat underneath of you as a way to cushion that a little bit more. But for low lunges, know that you can always still be in a high lunge position. So leave a little space for the hands. Come to mountain pose at the top. Take an inhale in through the nose, out through the mouth. Next inhale, we'll reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Bring your hands or your fingertips down towards the ground, and the right foot will step back. So I'm going to slide this block underneath the right knee. We're going to come up to low lunge. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. So the block underneath my knee, kind of by necessity, I have to tuck my toes just to get that connection. We all have the right glute on, ribs pulling in. Hands come down. Step the left foot back to meet the right. I want to move the block that's in the way, lower the knees, lower all the way to the ground. Head of your arm bone stay lifted. Pull back your hands for cobra. So inhale, draw back, and lift, downward facing dog. Don't send the weight into the legs. Keep it nice and even between the hands and the feet. Right foot steps forward, left knee comes down. So you can have the toes untucked or tucked there. Inhale, arm reach forward up. Left glute is working, ribs are in here. Reach your shoulder blades up to the ears. Hands come down to the top of the mat. Here's where that block can help too, to plug your palms into the ground as you step your left foot to meet the right and keep the shoulders connected, ribs on the thighs. Inhale, now we'll peel those ribs off the thighs as we stand up tall, nice long spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands come down to the floor, to the blocks, to the fingertips. Left foot steps back, left knee comes down. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Hands come down, step back into plank. Lower your knees, lower all the way to the floor. Keep the core on, squeeze the glutes a little bit, and don't let the head of the arm bones fall to the floor. Pull back your hands for cobra. Really root that tailbone towards the heels, and then lift, downward facing dog. Lifting into your downward facing dog, you're going to step the left foot forward, right knee comes down. So again, I'm finding my block, sliding it underneath. Right toes are tucked, arms reach forward and up, right glute is working. But keep that belly on and pulling into the back line, hands down, fingertips or palms, right foot steps to meet the left. Exhale, hinge at the hips at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down. Right foot steps back again. Right knee comes down. Onto the floor. We can have that block. Low lunge, arms reach forward and up. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Your right hand is just going to come to this front right hip crease. I'm going to externally rotate the right thigh. So you might even have to pick it up as you turn it to face it out. Left foot still facing forward. It's called a gate pose. So we're kind of opening up this left leg like a gate. Left forearm to left thigh. Sweep the right arm over the right ear. Take the left hand first to the belly. Feel that still engaged. Notice that the ribs are protruding on you, so you can get them holding steady so we can release the sticky stuff at the sides. And then with your left hand, you can even bring it onto your right front hip point and squeeze your right glute back there, just using the muscle strength. Push that forward. So you see these two variations, the alley, just in more the classic gait. And I've got the block under my knee again, just to help me take a little bit of pressure out of it. But the best way to protect your knee is to squeeze your glute and get it supporting it from above. So from here, we're just going to rise up with that right arm, bring your left knee down to meet the right knee. Here's where you'll probably remove the block if you had it. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. We're going to bring our hands to the back of the mat and load our right foot for standing L. So our chest comes over the hands, we're lifting the left leg. You might need to slide the right leg back so it's right underneath your hips. Spine is long here. Reach through the left heel, point the left toes down. See if you can connect your ribs onto your thighs, and then just bring your chest over top of that space in between the hands. Keep your elbows straight, but soften your chest a little bit towards the floor so you feel more weight coming into the hands. And then if you're lifted on the right heel, make sure the whole right foot is on the ground. We're going to stay up with that left leg. Walk your hands up your leg. You're going to pause with the right hand on the right hip and the left hand on top of that right thigh, just above the knee here. So it's a little airplane pose with support. Lower your left foot down to meet the right and stand up tall. Just going to spin around so it's not too confusing. So just spin around to the left there on the first side. Don't worry if you already went to the right. Hands come to the hips. Single leg balance, load the left leg. Bring the right knee up, step it forward. Toes, heel, and then send the left leg back, another one of those bent knee airplanes. So again, the right hand's at the right hip crease, the left hand comes on top of that right thigh. Now we'll press into that right foot, we'll get it one on the other side here. Left knee comes up, extend it, toes, heel, extend the right leg back as you flex the left hip to tip your torso forward, right glute is on, bent knee airplane. And then press, bring that right knee up, Step the right foot forward. Step the left foot forward to meet it. This time we're just going to come into that mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Ribs to the thighs, hands or fingertips to the ground. Step the left foot back, left knee comes down. Toes are tucked, low lunge to start like we have been. Root the tailbone, hold the core steady. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh, and then take your left hand in front of that left hip. Externally rotate the left thigh. So you might need to pick up the left knee, that's fine. Right foot still pressing and looking forward, if you will, pointing forward. Reach your left arm up, and really reach that left shoulder blade up to the left ear. You get a little side bend here, but stay pressing into your right forearm and stay lifted through the right side body. So we want to extend the left side of the ribs, but we don't want to totally collapse over in that right side either. Keep the breath there, breathe into it. You could have your right hand on the torso for a moment, just in front of the belly button to check in there, make sure it's on. And then bring your right hand to your left front hip point. Squeeze your left glute and try to press it through into your hand. Really let that help uncork some of that stuff in the front of the head. And then we'll lift the left arm up so you're more upright in the torso. Right knee's coming down next to the left. We're just sort of facing the side here. Step the left foot out. Bring the hands around to the back of the mat. Load your palms as you lift the right leg for standing L. It's not a standing split, but you actually have the left leg underneath your left hip, and your hands are underneath your shoulders here. So it's a load for the hands. You want to maybe try to connect your top of the left thigh onto the left ribs, and see if you can bring your sternum, so that big, strong plate in between the ribs. You want that in between the hands, elbows stay straight. I feel like you can soften your chest into it. Don't forget about your right glute. Squeeze that thing and drive through the right heel. Now make sure the left heel is on the ground. Left toes are spread. We're going to walk up to our first airplane. So we're going to level it up. Walk the hands up the left thigh. Left hand comes to the left side of the pelvis. Right hand is on top of the left thigh, just above the knee. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. It's helping us give us lift in the chest. We're going to stand up tall. Right foot comes next to the left. Turn around to the right, just so it's not too confusing. And then from here, load the right leg, bring the left knee up. We're coming right back to that left leg airplane. Extend the left leg, stagger walk, toe, heel, and then extend your right hip back and flex the left hip. Left knee is still bent. Right hand on top of that left thigh really will help you get a sense of stability there. We'll push into the left foot, bring the right knee into a little flex, bring it forward so you can extend it. Toe, heel, one more here, airplane on that right side. Tip the right hip, extend the left hip, spread the toes to the right foot. Left hand is great on top of that right thigh above the knee, really going to help to keep that chest lifted. Stand up here, bend the left knee, just want you to extend, toes, heel, and then step the right beneath the left. Couple of sun salutation A's, keep that body warming up. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge the hips. Hands come down, step forward, up, back, into plank. Lower, knees or not. You don't have to have those knees down, but keep the head of the arm bones lifted all the way to the floor. Another cobra, or you can reach the arms back in locust. So you're lifting the head, but not the chin. Hands come down, lift, downward, facing dog. Really good job there. Bring the feet together. You can breathe in your down dog. Again, keep the weight pretty even between the hands and the feet. So press the palms into the ground. Feel your thighs are lifted, forearms are up. Bend the knees, push into the toes. Bend the knees, push into the toes. Bend the knees, push into the toes. Either take a little step forward or you'll do a little hop and load. So that's why we're practicing bringing the pelvis over top of the shoulders. Inhale, arms reach forward up. Exhale, hinge the hips. Together, we got all levels. We're up, back, knees or not, lower all the way to the ground. Cobra or locust, reach the arms back, option to lift the legs. Hands come down, press, downward, facing dog. Really good job with that. Again, you can come together, so you can just breathe in down dog. Inhaling, filling up the back. Exhaling, pulling into the belly. You can try your coil and spring, push. You can stay there. Make a little hop. Or make a little bit more of a pike. Inhale, arms reach forward and up from the top. Exhale, hinge the hips. Last one here. Step, hop back, your choice. You don't have to even lower. You can just go to down dog, come down, cobra locust. Belly's lifting into the low back. We're rooting our tailbone. Downward facing dog. Hips left. Come to your down dog. I just want you to check in with your 3 lifts. So the first lift I want you to check in with. Push your palms into the ground. Feel your forearms are lifted away from the ground. Now, look at your feet. Press your big toe mounds into the ground. Feel like your thighs are lifting up into your pelvis. And then bring your mind to the back of the pelvis, the sacrum. Feel like your sacrum is lifting up towards the ceiling. Keep your hands on the ground. Do not lift them. Don't worry about how far forward your foot steps. Step the left foot forward. Walk your hands to the right. We're going to side lunge to the right. So what we're doing is we're sitting back into the hip, lengthening the inside of the left leg. A lot of those groin muscles, getting good length there. We're going to move it back and forth. So one more breath on this right side, then come to the left. And we'll go back and forth between these two. Don't worry, because we'll get our extra long side lunge on the left in just a moment. Going back and forth, creating that dynamic heat. In fact, we'll probably be able to get a little bit more of a length on our right side because we'll have been heating it up. All right, let's get one more to the right, one more to the left. Walk your hands back to the front of the mat. One more standing out here. So hands are down, slide your left foot back. We have to practice a lot today. Lift the right leg up, right glutes working, palms are down. You won't be in this one for nearly as long. Now walk the hands up the left leg. So slowly coming up here, do that airplane, lower the right foot down, and come to your high lunge. Arms reach forward and up. We're going to load the left leg, press into it, bring the right knee forward, hands come back to the side of the pelvis. Single leg balance, step back to high lunge, arms can reach forward and up. Let that tailbone root to keep you aligned, shoulders over the hips. Pressing the left foot, hands can come back to the pelvis, right knee comes up, right foot steps back, coming to that high lunge. 3 more times. Load the left leg, spread the toes, bring the right knee forward, extend the right hip, neutralize the pelvis, root that tailbone. Don't let the ribs pop. Notice that the head's shooting forward on you. Try to get those cervical neck flexors working. That chin in, long and controlled. That's that left foot. Hold this one just for 2 breaths. Inhale. Keep the core on by pulling that front line into the back line with the shoulders pull back. Extend the right leg back. Bring the hands down. Lower the right knee down. So it's directly underneath your right hip here. Right hand staying down, left leg's going back. Modified side plank. Left leg is up, right hand is down. Powerful here, that left hand's gonna be on top of that left hip crease. Really plug into that place where your fingers meet the palm and get the heel of the hand hitting the ground too. One more breath here, keep lifting that left leg up and don't let the ribs pop. Lower the left hand down, lower the left toes down, step the right foot back. Hips come high, downward facing dog. Let's feel our lifts again. So again, press in the hands, lift your forearms, feel like they're lifting away from the floor. Listen to your feet, feel like your thighs are lifting up into the hip sockets. And then bring your mind to the sacrum, the very tippy top of the pose, right where the tailbone's plugging into. Feel like you could lift your low ribs up through your torso and then get that sacrum lifting higher. Don't pick up your hands. Keep your shoulders connected into the ground until we come to the side lunge. So for the step forward, right foot comes forward. Don't pick up the palms. Now you can pick them up as you walk your hands to the left. Side lunge to the left. The feet are parallel. If they're not totally parallel, that's fine. They might have a little turnout to them. You're going to be sitting back into their hips. Everyone's hip socket and femur bone is a little bit of a different size. One more breath here for that right leg. Woo! And then we'll take it to the right. As we sit back into the right hip, left leg gets long. We'll take it to the left. So you're just side lunging back and forth. You can track with the knees if they're really shooting far over that toe. Try and send a little bit more of that space into the hip. One more time to the back. One more time to the front. Hands land at the front of the mat. You're sliding your right foot back. It's standing elegant. This is a short one. Bring the chest over the palms. Feel like you can soften your chest to the hands. Don't let your elbows bend. And then walk your hands up your right leg. Just slowly here, left hand on top of that right thigh, right hand in that right hip crease. Again, not long here, but just spread those right toes. Feel that power through that right foot. And lower the left foot down, high lunge. Arms can reach forward and up. So you want to bend that left knee as much as you'd like. We're going to get that left glute working, feel that tailbone rooting. Load the right foot, and we're going to bring the hands to the pelvis. So bring the left knee in front of the left hip. Now extending the left hip back, load the left leg, bend the left knee, shoulders over the hips. Load the right leg, left knee comes up, right glute is working, left leg goes back, toes press, bend the left knee. Load the right, left knee comes up, right glute is working, left leg goes back, left glute loads. One more time between the two. Flex, extend, left toes go back, core is on, let the left knee bend. One more time, load the right leg, just 2 breaths here. Left knee, front of left hip. Glutes are working here. Right glute's on, core is on, co-contracting together. Left leg extends. Hands come down to frame out the front right foot. Left knee just lands directly underneath that left hip. Left hand is down, right leg goes back. Modified side plank. So your left hand's under your left shoulder here, left knee under the left hip, core is on, right hand's on top of the right side of the pelvis so you can get this feeling of lifting the right leg up, stabilizing, working that glute medius, core is on. And then right hand comes down, right toes land, left foot steps back, meet the right, hips come high, downward facing dog. One more time, once you check it, pushing those hands, lift the forearms, pushing those toes, lift the femurs, lift the low ribs into the back body. Right foot stays down, lift the left leg. So once again, we're going to externally rotate the left hip, but don't turn your pelvis. So bend the left knee and just move your leg bone in the hip socket. Externally rotate the left femur bone. So you'll know if your hip is lifting. You're going to feel the left side of the pelvis come on top of the right side. It's going to start to go into the low back. You're literally just rotating the hip. So it's not going to be a huge movement, but it's really, truly that leg bone opening up here. Really nice. We're going to step the left foot towards the hands. Warrior two. Right arm leads the way. So right foot behind you, lined up with that back of the mat. Left foot's pointed forward. Warrior two stance can be short. Keep that pelvis neutral, core is on. So we're going to go into this reverse and warrior variation. More side body opening. It's like we want to get that balance in the pelvis, on the hands, on the feet. We need this side body nice and open, communicating. So take your right hand in front of your heart, flip the left hand up. Take a breath first with an inhale. Breathe into your hand. As you exhale, draw the belly in, reach the left arm up. Use the pull in of the belly to lengthen the side body. Leveling it up, inhale, come back to warrior two. The right arm can reach back again, the palm faces down. Your left forearm, the front forearm's coming to the thigh. Either slice the right arm forward and over the right ear, or give it a nice big reach up to the ceiling if this feels like too much. Then come back through warrior two, inhale. Bring the right hand back in front of your heart, flip the left hand. Using exhale to pull the belly in. So you're pulling the front body in to create the space in the left side body. And then come back, inhale, arms reach out, forearm to thigh. Right arm either goes up or over. Squeeze your right butt cheek and really plug your right foot into the ground. Last time, inhale, warrior two, reverse. And release the right ear lobe, the right shoulder. Then back, inhale, forearm to thigh, right arm, left arm to left thigh, and then right arm slices over. Keep the core on, squeeze that right glute. We're going to bring the right hand down and come into a staggered side lunge. So step your left foot back, and it's a little bit in front of your right foot. The feet are next to each other here. So it's like a little, I'll turn to the side, show you. It's like they're next to each other, like that. So you got a wider base of support here, feeling it strong and long. And then take the right foot that's behind you, just thread it through, so it's just going to kick directly forward. So we're like, feet are wide, we're like a straddle facing the back corner of the mat. Bend your left knee. It's called flash dance. It's a fun one. Bend your left knee. Left hand is on the ground. We're going to load this left shoulder. We're coming onto the left leg, and the right foot will be on the ground as well. So load your left leg, reach up, and That's why we call it flash dance and lit, because it's a flash dance scene. And you're holding your core strong. You're leaning on your left shoulder blade. It's a really fun one. It's hard not to smile on this one. Keep your core on and root your tailbone towards your heel. I know we're having fun, but let's pay attention here too, guys. All right, bring our glutes down. Everyone doing a really, really great job with that. Sorry, just one moment here. I'm having so much fun. I borderline forgot where we're headed. Oh yeah, back of the mat. Hands come around. Just step that right foot back, step that left foot back, face the back of the mat. Lower all the way down. And we're going to do a locust with goalpost arms. So tuck your toes, keep your toes on the ground, goalpost your arms, bring your forehead down, root your tailbone, lift your belly, and inhale. Lift your shoulders up. You'll lift your head, but you don't have to lift your chin, and you'll keep your neck nice and long here. Pull the shoulder blades, toes stay on the ground so you can really focus on lifting your belly and rooting your tailbone. And then bring the hands over the shoulders, come to downward facing dog. All right. Let's take that on to the other side. So left foot stays down, right leg lifts. Bend the right knee, and again, just open up the right hip. So you're not turning your pelvis at all. You're just moving the leg bone in the hip socket. Notice the actual structure around the hip socket isn't going to move, the pelvis. Keep the weight equal in the hands, and now I guess just that left foot. One more breath here. Breathe in your back. Stay for the exhale. Step the right foot forward, warrior two. So arms circle you up. The left foot is back this time, lined up with the short edges on that. Right foot pointing forward. You can have a much shorter warrior two stance, especially if it helps you feel connected through the glutes into the core. Just like we did before. Take our left hand this time in front of the heart. Flip the right arm up, and with an inhale, gather it. And then exhale, use the draw into the belly to lengthen the right side body. Come back through warrior two, the left arm reaches out. Forearm to thigh, and then left arm either slices over the ear, or again, you can reach it up to the ceiling. That's another great option. Come back, inhale. Warrior two, like hand over heart, exhale, so you can lift your chest up and into that left hand. Come back through that warrior two, forearm to thigh, left arm slices over, reaches up. And reach that shoulder blade, squeeze that left glute. Bring it back, inhale, warrior two, so fill up the tank, hand over heart, exhale, empty the tank, and lift. Inhale, bring it back, fill up the tank like rocket fuel. Right hand, right forearm, right thigh, left arm sweeps over. Really squeeze that left glute, get nice and long. We're gonna need that length now to stabilize. The left hand comes down, then step the right foot back, just a little bit in front of that left foot. We're in a staggered side plank. So the left leg is back, the right leg's in front. You're pressing those outside edges, really loading this left leg, and then thread your left foot throw, butt cheek comes down. So you're like the straddle position, legs are out. Your right knee is gonna bend. Left, it's on the inside of the left thigh, you know? We'll bring the right hand down. We're gonna open it up. Woo! Pressing that left foot, load that left shoulder blade. And bring the glutes down. Hands just come back to the front of the mat. So you're just like stepping your left foot back. Right foot comes back. Plank, lower knees or not. Your choice, whatever helps you feel strong. And then goalpost your arms. Come into your locust again. But the legs won't lift. Toes are tucked. Chin can tuck in. Root your tailbone to your heels. Lift the forearms away from the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. That'll lift the chest automatically. You can still kind of keep your head relaxed. Keep rooting the tailbone. If you really want to feel something, point your knuckles up to the ceiling. Oh! Yeah, right. One more breath. And then bring it down. Lift. Downward facing dog. Really good job there, everybody. I'll have you breathe, hop, give a little float to the top if you're like, yeah, I'm leveling up. Or, you know, walk up to the top. Doesn't really matter. Just let the practice serve you. Come on up to the top. Grab a little water. Wipe off some sweat. She pointed out to me recently that that's like my theme. I apologize. I'm sorry, real quick. Gotta get that adjustment. It's like something I say before every stream. it gives you a heads up that we're about to stream, and I'm okay with it, right? All right, better enough. Hey, take a little moment too. Adjust your clothing and make sure it feels comfortable and good. We'll be bringing it all together. I'll give you a heads up. There's some things that are going to be in a little bit of a different order, so just be on the lookout for that. But all these moves we've already done. So we've already put them in place in our body, and now we're just going to get to run over them. It's like we practiced the choreography. Now it's time for the show, but guess what? We're not performing for anyone except ourselves. So at the same time you're performing it, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, and just have some fun with it. Again, we'll have a few things in a slightly different order. There's some things that are like cut out and replaced by other things, but again, they're the same moves, just kind of with a slightly different flavor thrown in there so that, one, we're not getting bored, and then two, we are diversifying our bonds. Awesome, cool. Let's do this thing. So I'm gonna tap the mat. Get yourself ready to flow. Mountain pose. This is going to start off the same way that the first sequence started off, gate pose. So again, your block could be very useful to you, but you don't have to have it. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge the hips. Right foot steps back. Right knee comes down, floor or the ground. Bring the left arm to the left thigh. We're going to externally rotate that right thigh. Gate pose. Sweep the right arm over the right ear. Just like your warrior variation too, if it feels better just to reach up instead of more over, go ahead, just reach it up. Take one more breath here. Again, left hand can kind of check that right hip and squeeze that right glute. Left knee is coming down at the same time we reach the right arm up. Obviously, if you're on a block, now it's time to remove it. We're going to step the right foot to the back of the mat. Hand windmill, standing L. Slide the right foot underneath the right hip. Lift the left leg. Load the palms. Feel that chest go over top. Loading those shoulders. This is our short standing L here. We're going to walk our hands up the right leg. Pausing in that bent knee, airplane. Left hand can be on top of the right thigh. Right hand in at that right hip crease. The left foot's going to land. We're going to windmill to the front of the mat. So follow that left arm around, turn. Left hand comes to the left hip crease. Right hand comes to the left thigh. Airplane, crease in the front. Right leg lifts. Spread the toes that left foot. Right foot comes down at the back of the mat. Follow that right arm with a windmill to the back. Windmill, airplane at the back. Right hand on that right hip crease. Left hand on that right thigh. Just one breath here. Left foot lands. Follow that left arm around. Little windmill around. Left hand to left hip crease. Right hand to that left thigh. Bend knee, airplane. Right leg is up. One more time to the back. Right hand comes to the right hip crease. Left hand on top of that right thigh. One more time to the front. Left foot lands to the front of the mat. Turn around. Left hand, left hip crease. Right hand, right thigh. Side lunges. Right foot lands back at the back of the mat. Now turn yourself to the right. Feet are about parallel. Sit back in the right hip. Come through center. Back in the left hip. And from here, you can always throw a little twist in. So if it feels good, bring the fingertips down and reach same side arm up that you're sitting the hip back into. It can also be helpful when you have that block, and your hand will probably just keep coming no matter which one's down to the same spot, but just again, bring a little elevation in the floor, create that connection. We'll bring ourselves back to the front, plank pose. Hands are at the front, feet are at the back, holding strong in that plank. Lower the knees, lower all the way to the ground, head of the arm bones stay lifted. This time we'll do a wide cobra. So just come wide with your hands. Your fingers are in line with your shoulders. Point your elbows up, like you're making an M shape with your arms. Release your forehead. Here, your head might stay on the ground. It might lift along with the chest. But again, don't even worry about lifting it up. Tuck your toes, root your tailbone. Inhale, pull the fingers and lift the palms. So you're tenting them and squeeze your shoulder blades together and then down towards the hips. Chin can stay tucked in. The head might naturally lift a little bit from all that energy of the shoulders. But again, don't worry about necessarily lifting that as much as just squeezing the shoulders together and keeping the space in the low back by lifting your belly into it. Then lower down, hands come back under the shoulders, toes tuck, press, downward facing dog. Feel that strength as you lift. One time here, I just want you to check in with the palms. Lift those forearms away from the floor. Press pressing the feet. Lift your femur bones up into your hip sockets. Lift your low ribs into the back. Right foot stays down, left leg lifts. Then the left knee, we're gonna open up the left hip, but not the pelvis. One breath here, big inhale, and then we're going to falling triangles. We're cutting through plank, and right away, we're threading that left foot through. Below the left leg, right arm comes up. Press your left foot into the ground, right foot is down, so we're on the outside of the left foot, inside of the right foot. Press into that left hand and squeeze with the fingertips. Lower down, flash dance. Right leg bends, right foot comes inside that left thigh. Right hand is just inside your right hip. Left arm reaches up, and then come onto that right knee and left foot. Flash dance. You can hold your partner's hand. We've got this. We're coming together. We're reaching the next level. Everybody together. One more breath here. Keep your core on. Keep pushing and grabbing with your right hand. Really nice. And then we're setting up for one more standing L. So you're at the back of the mat. You're just going to take this left foot. It's kind of out to the side, right? So slide it back. Hands are down. Right foot is underneath the right hip. You can walk the hands forward or slide the right foot back. Standing L here. Press into the hands. Option to come onto those right toes. So the right thigh pulling in towards the belly. You can always get a little press and lift. You want to lean on those shoulder blades, or feel free just to hold the standing L. Warrior two, left foot comes down, and the left arm reaches up. So we're on a right leg warrior two, but we're facing the back of the mat. It means right foot's pointing to the back. The left foot is lined up with the short edges of the mat. One time here, inhale, hand over heart, exhale, reverse the warrior. Come back through center, form to thigh, warrior variation. Big windmill, left arm comes up, take it around, left hand to the left hip crease, right hand on top of that left thigh. Airplane, last one here, load it, right hand on top of that left thigh. Send your bent knee supported airplane, or you can reach the arms back and extend the leg a little bit more. You definitely don't have, it doesn't have to be straight, it doesn't even have to be lined up with the floor. You could be elevating in your airplane. Let's all elevate by pressing with the left foot and bringing the right knee forward. Here's that single leg balance again. Stay here, take the left hand on top of the right knee. From here you can stay, or you can add a little twist. Maybe reach the right arm out. It feels good to grab like your right toe with your left hand. It's an option too. It's all just coming together, leveling up, finding this strength, this power in this position. Come back through center, so lower the right arm and lower the right leg. Back in that mountain pose. Hands come into heart center real quick. Take a breath here. Leveling it up. Arms down by the side. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale into the hips. Get ready for that gate. Left foot steps back. Left knee comes down. Right forearm to right thigh. Externally rotate the left femur. So the left hip rolls open. You might have to pick up that left knee. I got a sticky mat underneath. Left arm reaches up. You can either reach it over or reach it up. Right forearm on the right thigh will help you from collapsing back into that right side of the ribs. You can also bring your right hand in front of the left hip and really squeeze from that glute and try to push it into your right hand. Bring the right knee down next to the left as you rise up tall on the torso. Hands come down. Oh, sorry. Step the left foot out. Turn the left toes. So come back to that knee position facing the left side. Then step that left foot out. Then bring the hands around. Frame out that front left foot. Right toes are back. Slide the left foot back. Standing L. Hands are on the ground. This is our short one. We'll walk those hands up the left leg. First, bend the airplane. Left hand is on that left hip crease. Right hand's on top of that left thigh. Lower the right toes down, windmill to the front of the mat. So hands come around, right hand on the right hip crease, left hand on that right thigh. Tip it forward, bent knee, airplane. Left toes land, rise up, windmill to the back. Left hand at the left hip crease, right hand on top of that left thigh. Just one breath there. Wow, we both like lifted our toe at the same time. In sync here. Right foot lands at the top of the mat. Windmill, right hand to the right hip crease, left hand on that right thigh. Spread your toes. So you really want to plug into the full matrix of the foot. Core is on, left foot comes down, windmill. Left hand in the left hip crease, right hand on that left thigh. Windmill at the back of the mat, very nice. One more time here, back to the front. Windmill, right hand, right hip crease, left hand, right thigh. Breathe it here. Spread the toes, core is on. And we're coming to side lunges, left foot lands, turn to the left, sit back in the left head. Side lunge to the left, side lunge to the right. Throw the twists in if you like them before. Stick with more of your classic side lunge. You can still kind of rotate the ribs, but then just not, you know, put the hand down. So throw a little rib rotation in there. One more time to the left, one more time to the right. Plank pose, hands are at the front, feet are at the back. We're in that plank. Lower the knees or lower all the way to the ground. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Go wide with your hands, tent the fingertips. So what I mean is fingertips are down, palms are up, elbows are up. Release your forehead, root your tailbone. Wide cobra here, inhale, pull the hands back. Do a little king cobra pose with that big hood, right? Pull into the belly, root the tailbone. Keep those cervical neck flexors relaxed here so you can actually release the head. Just to get more into that shoulder. Oh, bring it down. Hands come under the shoulders, lift, downward facing dog. Check in with that down dog real quick. So we're gonna press into those hands, lift those forearms. Press into the toes, lift the femurs up into the hip sockets. If you're pulling high stockings on, and pull those lower ribs in. Left foot stays down, it could be a little bit more center. Right leg lifts, then the right knee, externally rotate the right hip. So just move that leg bone in the hip socket. Take a breath here. Exhale. We're going to thread the needle. So we're coming to that ball in triangle with the right leg. Right leg kicks out. Left foot's back. Load the right shoulder. Right leg has come underneath. It's out to the side. Or on that right shoulder blade. Grab the floor with your right fingertips. Really, really plug into that right palm. Then lower your glutes down. Left knee bends. Come onto that left hip. Come up into your flash dance. So loading that left shoulder blade. Bring it up, around, onto the back. And then load it. Bring the hips down. So we're coming to our standing L at the back. We're going to take our right foot. Slide it around. Hands are at the back of the mat. Left foot step underneath the left hip. Load the palms. Bring your chest over top of the palms. Try and not bend the elbows, but let either your left knee bend and bring your ribs onto the left thigh. You squeeze your right glute. You don't kick it at all. And then you tip onto those shoulder blades, trying to hold that pelvis neutral over the shoulder girdle. Warrior two. Left foot at the back of the mat, right leg. So left knee is at the back of the mat. Warrior two at the back. I know it's confusing. Right hand over the heart, left arm up. Inhale here, exhale and reverse. I've done that so many times. Yeah. Come back through center. Warrior two, left arm to left thigh, right arm reaches over. Oh no, I can only imagine what you're all going through at home now. Bring it back and around, so that big windmill, turn, right hand to right hip crease, left hand to right thigh, airplane, last big move, load the foot, oh, spread the toes, really good there. And then we'll bring our right foot to bend, again, you can go more that classic airplane. Over our right knee, right foot to press, or our left knee to bend, rise it up. Okay, single leg balance. You can stay like this. Right hand on top of that left thigh, or take a little twist by reaching the left arm back. You could always grab your left big toe, and your foot does not have to be straight. Just push that big toe mound into the hands, and that'll be good. Lower the left foot down, from the mountain pose, bring your hands in the heart center. And just feel the level up, the energetic change. Core on, feel supported, feel the shoulders draw back. There's no standing tall in the world. Unmovable unless you want to adapt and move. And at the same time, they can't hold you into a single box because we are adaptable and we can always keep changing. So go from this mountain, bring it all the way down, just come into the back, knees in. We'll finish with a little supine twist. We'll pull the knees in so you keep the low back long. Drop the knees to the right, reach the right arm out. Left hand can come on top of that right. And just one time here, just drag your left fingers over the forearm, the bicep, across your chest, your front, and then let it open up. And either your fingertips will come to the ground, or if it doesn't feel comfortable to hang your arm out long, you can rest it on your chest or reach it up and overhead. And you're definitely welcome to twist for longer. And then you'll slowly come back the way you came. If you want that longer, just take it for longer. We'll bring the knees back through center and close to your body. So see this, when I drop my knees off to the left and reach my left arm and right arm out, the low back stays pretty long here. We're gonna pull that right arm over the forearm, cross the bicep on the left side, and reach that right arm out. Breathe into the area as you feel, produce a little breath. We'll come back to the center when you're ready. Pull the knees in and take a final Shavasana. You can keep the feet in close or send the legs long, whatever feels better for you. And so, of course, you're welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. You just hit pause, and when you're ready, you can start the kick again. Feet are still walking, you can let the legs go long. Arms can come by your side. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Point your toes. Let it go, side. You gather the knees in. You make your way over to one side. The other side is on you. Use your top arm to slowly bring yourself up. Whatever feels like a comfortable seated position. In the block underneath. Side. So just feel this level up. It's never going to change your alignment. To know that you did all that hard work. Nobody else can come and earn the experience points for you. How to play the game. So I hope you feel a little more prepared to face off against those challenges and to use your body to enhance and level up your experience. Putting the hands together or hold them in any way that feels authentic and dignified to you. And the light in me honors the light that shines in each of you. Promise fucking light. I bow to you. You're back.
To you.
Have a good one, everybody.